Nope. All right, so what I'm going to start off with today is I'm going to go through and essentially finish off the plan that I'm in right now. So hopefully you guys are somewhere here or at least close. But the reason why I want to do it with you guys looking is it'll be a quick overview of a few things that we talked about last week that may not have been on your questions. So the first thing is, right now, when I look at my view, I am set to a medium or fine. Am I not broadcasting?
No,
Sorry.
I'm like,
I know that look. I know that
my head
look.
around.
A lot of times if I hit record, I assume that I'm also broadcasting, but you know. Okay, so just a quick overview here. Since we lost some time at the beginning, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the answers. But when you see details on your walls like this, it means you're at a medium or fine level of detail. Now, I like to be a coarse just because my eyes have a hard time seeing all those little lines. Honestly, my eyes tend to go out of focus. The other thing is, the reason why I like to set it to coarse is that sometimes if I'm like even trying to put down a dimension, see how it's grabbing here and not there? Again, if I'm zoomed out like back here, my eyes can't see that. The reason why I think it's important to at least have it on medium or fine in the very beginning of the project when you start drawing, well, how about you guys answer that part for me? Carol?
Is the flipping of the wall surfaces.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, so you want to make sure that your wall faces are correctly oriented, whether it's exterior or interior. So here I can see the shingles on the outside. And one of the other things that we looked at last week, okay, what keyboard shortcut did I just hit to do this to my view? WT, right? So a lot of you guys didn't notice it in plan, but when you're in 3D, you notice that, oh, weird, my wall is oriented the wrong way. And so even in this plan, if I hit spacebar, it flips it. So that's actually, let me find, I can grab the wall here and then come back here and flip it so you can see it. But again, at the beginning of the project, it's really nice to see the orientation so you don't have to go back and fix it, okay? Keep it that way if your eyes are happy and you can handle working here. Maybe by the time you're my age, you'll have to change it. But so as soon as I get my walls in, I like to go back to, pardon me, coarse. And see, I even tricked myself. I've got 3 views, so I did it in the wrong view. At least in my floor plans, I'm going to be, I did it again. I have to look right here. I want to be coarse. That just helps me. So those are a few quick things at the very beginning. Now, remember I said I don't have my laundry room here yet. So what I'm going to do, instead of hitting wall, there's a shortcut, create similar, where I can click on a wall that I want to create again, and I type in CS for create similar, and then I'm just going to start drawing that laundry room. And then here, I think I told you guys last week to at least leave 3 feet in the hallway. We'll see how that works. Hopefully we can still get equipment in here. And then help me out. Does the hallway come down like this? Do you guys see where my cursor is? Okay, cool. And do you guys remember the shortcut to create a corner? TR, good. TR, what do I click on? Click on what you want to keep. Yep, so click what you want to keep. So I want to keep this, and I want to keep this.
Oh,
So
I didn't know it would do it that far away.
It does. It'll go as far as you want. Yep, so just click on what you want to keep. And I've done this so long that I can see corners. Right? And eventually you'll be able to see those corners too. So, yep, click on what you want to keep. So hopefully this is closer to what you guys have. Now here, I don't think there's a dimension. About what do you guys have here? 8? Okay, I'm going to go 8. And again, I'm saying about 8. If yours is at 9 or 7.5 or 7'4", that's totally fine. We were working off of a sketch this week, and we're going to continue working off of that sketch. So with that, just know that all of our plans will be a little different. I got a question from one of our students. It's like, well, there's on the plan it says this, this, and this, but by the time I actually draw it like that, it's adding up to X, whatever X is. And I just kind of reassured again that we didn't know the wall thicknesses when we started this project, so we're going to have little differences from that. But we also don't know who did this plan, like if they were actually measuring the rooms or if they're just throwing numbers down. So we really just do our best, and even in practice, you have an idea of what you think the room size will be, but it might change or adjust. So, you know, as long as it looks right within reason, you should be fine. Okay, so is this about where everybody is? Yes, did I get caught up? Excellent. So today what we're going to be going over, and even this week, is I am going to show you guys how to place windows and doors. And windows and doors are directly associated with something called families. Let me pull this off to the side. And we'll be talking about families, how to insert them, and then how to edit the type that you put in, and we'll also be going into customization. So customization is a little bit more advanced, but the title of this class is Fundamentals of Revit. It's not Introduction to Revit, and in my opinion, this is a fundamental. It's an advanced thing, but I really think that you guys should know it, whether you're at an office or doing work on your own. I feel confident that it's something that you guys will be able to grasp. So if you guys take a peek at our, let me see what you guys see. But at the beginning of every week, I'm going to try to put up an overview. So I just pull the announcements there. So you can see hopefully what we're getting into. And if you look on my schedule, there's a lot of review days. And the review days are in case we need stuff to spill over. So we spilled over from last week from all of our technical difficulties. I should have just fixed it on the first day. But that's okay. But this is where we're going. And just today, we will be able to get through all of this, okay? The bonus stuff will be if we have time to actually go over roofs and ceilings. We'll see how it goes. And then when we come back on Thursday, it's really going to be a review day. So whatever questions you guys have, I will answer. If we're feeling confident to move on, we're gonna go ahead and move ahead, okay? So with that, let me also go back. Hopefully it's in my history. Our modern casita plan. Maybe this isn't it. There it is. Nope, that's a 2-bedroom. There we go. So here's the plan that we're going to be working off of today. So I'll come back to this quite a bit, and in fact, I'm going to make a copy of it to pull off to the right so I can still see it. Oh, somebody came in after I started broadcasting. Is somebody not logged in? Okay, you have to yell at me. That last part, so I can get it in my recording. Nope. We good? Okay, so here's our plan, and what I was just mentioning is that we're going to take an educated guess as to what the window sizes are. So we're going to look at the width on the plan, and then we're also going to use these elevations to help us figure out what those window sizes are. So what I'm going to do, just to maybe save a tiny bit of time, not that much, let's start and look at the bedroom. So we have this window right here. Okay, and then we have this one right here. So let's call this window type A. Everybody with me? So in our bedroom, we have window A. And again, educated guess about how wide does that window look. So that wall that we're looking at is about 16 feet. It almost takes up about half the wall. What was that?
Between the two of them together,
yeah. 3.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we just say window A is 3.5 by, we don't know. Okay, because we haven't seen the elevation yet. Also in the bedroom, we've got window B. Can you guys see that that one's smaller up on that? I'm going to say top is north, so we've got that other window. If our other windows are 3.5, how big do you think that one is? 3? I'll take it. We'll do 3 by whatever. Okay. Take a look at the kitchen. Oh no, there's still one in the bedroom. There's a tiny one. I missed that one. So what do you guys think about that one? Foot, 12 inches, 18 inches? 18? Okay. So let's go 1'6", just because I have feet up here. And again, I haven't seen the elevations yet, so I'm not even going to guess what the heights are. So we've got those. We've got the big doors. Oh, do you guys see in our great room over on the east side? So by the entrance door, we have another skinny window right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that could be the same. I don't know.
Right.
So I'm going to put a question mark here if that one's the same in the living room.
Okay.
Okay. And then in our kitchen, above the stove, naturally, there's another window. See how it kind of matches the bedroom windows? Yeah. I'm going to put a question mark there. Are those the same? So here I'm going to put living, and then here I'm going to put kitchen. Everybody with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now if you were designing this project, you might already know, like this is the size I want, this is the size I want. We're working off of existing plans, so we just kind of have to see what this person intended. Okay, so starting with window A over here on the west side, let me go through, and this would, I think this would be the back of the house. So tell me about those windows. So if they're 3.5 long, yeah, they're clerestory, so they're not that deep. Would you guys say like 18 inches, 12 inches?
Sounds good.
18, okay. So we'll do 3'6" by 1'6". Let's verify this real quick. Kitchen's on the front of the house, right? Did we notice a clerestory on the front?
No.
Okay, so are they the same?
No.
They're not. So let's add another window, D. This is our kitchen window.
I have a window like that over your stove.
Well, it's a sketch. You know, in their brain, it's like, okay. It's going to be a very greasy window.
Right, exactly.
Structurally, it could work. And since I'm on the front, let's look at this one right here. So see how it's a really tall window? Now, here's one thing to consider. So take a look at this line right here. You guys see that? So typically in a residence or in a commercial building, you should have the same head height, so your windows aren't going like up and down like this, right?
Right.
So what we have to decide is what is our window height, and then realize some of our windows are just above that, okay? So typical house, this is a number you guys should remember. Any door would be 6 feet 8 inches. That's a standard door size. So you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere, grab that door. If it's a custom home, a little bit more money, not as readily available, 7 feet, okay? Now it seems like all new construction, everybody wants to be fancy and huge. So it's almost like a 7 feet the new normal? I don't know. I would assume in a house like this, it would be at least 7 feet. So because of that, I would say that this window here is probably 7 feet plus that 18 inches, because I'm assuming that these two clerestories match up. You guys still with me? Throwing a lot of stuff at you, but this is just the process of design, right? So rather than just giving it to you, I want you to know where these numbers come from. So if we take 7 feet and then add another 18 inches to it, we are at 8 feet 6. Right? So we've got the skinny, tall window, and that's the living room window. And let's see the side of the house. Let's see if it's the same one in the bedroom. Nope, not that side. I will find you right here. See how this is also taller? So it's the same window. It goes basically from the ground all the way up. So
that's a good view, so you can see that it starts at the ground.
yeah,
too.
we can see all of that right there. Is that all of them? No, what's B? Where are you, B? It must be in the bedroom.
Other bedroom. Of the bedroom.
Okay, let's keep flipping this around.
This,
Do we have that window?
I'm not sure if that's it. 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 I'm not sure if that's
No? Okay. Well, we get to decide what we want it to be. I don't think there is a north-facing view. We've got,
Can we see it from any of the interior renderings?
not that I can tell.
No. Oh, wait.
That's,
Yeah.
is that it?
It's the one on the far right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Oh, wait, this one right here?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's a
okay.
low window.
That's weird.
That's a really, so it's, I would say that that's 3 feet by like 4.5 feet, almost 5 feet. Oh, I would say 5. That's a really tall window. Hey, hello neighbors.
And if we notice for the future, that is the same as the cutout.
Yeah,
in that,
perfect.
so.
There you go. So that's what we'll be working on. We've got sizes. And so part of our customization will be that if we're going in Revit and they don't have our window sizes, part of customizing it is just getting
Okay.
a custom window size. It's really that simple. All right, so with that, let's hop into Revit. No, I'm not hopping into Revit yet. Let me go back to our little map. We also need to decide what our door sizes are. So entry door, 7 feet, right? Let's just agree, 7 feet by 3 feet, right? And then in the bathroom, I almost always put 3-foot doors just because there's big stuff coming in and out, but this is not a 3-foot door, right? Do you see how they went a little bit smaller? So in the bathroom, let's see how close to 3 feet we can get and still have a counter in here. And then we have a pocket door, and then we'll have an opening. Cool? Yeah. I don't know if we have bifold doors in Revit, but we're gonna see if we do, and then if not, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna show you guys where to go download them. Maybe 3.
I didn't see them in there, but.
Okay, we'll take a look. There may or may not be, so we might even have to just do a sliding door. I know there's a sliding door, so we'll get a laundry stack. So you can just slide it, do your laundry, slide it, and then fold it. Not ideal, but we'll work with what we have today. Don't want to overwhelm you too much. Okay, so with that information, let's start with our doors. So coming over here, I'm gonna click on door. We did this the first day of class, so hopefully it's somewhat familiar. Or you can type in DR. And when I went to DR, the first door that came up was a sliding closet. But I want to start with the exterior door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first thing I can do is I can pull down and I can see what else is available. And I'm just gonna quickly tell you the one that we want is not available, okay? So this will be the first step of kind of editing your door type. So with families, you can do something called load family. So everybody look up at your screen in the ribbon, and do you guys see kind of in your ribbon, like right of the middle, there's something that says load family? I should look at my screen. I hope I'm not telling you the wrong thing. Oh, it's pretty much center. Do you guys see where it says load family? Okay, so we're gonna click on load family.
Oh, now I see it.
Do you guys
Under
see?
Adams, it happens to be under the.
Yep, so I'm gonna dance.
Yeah.
So take a look at my cursor.
Oh, there you are.
Okay. And then Tara, you're on it too. Oh, Nicole can't see it. So Nicole, hit DR for door and then it'll come up. Cool. So door, and what load family does is it takes you to a new subfolder, and do you see that there's a subfolder called doors? Okay. Within this subfolder, there's going to be different doors that you can load into your project. So you can take a look at these. You could even click into the residential folder. And over on the right side, do you see the little previews? Click around in about 30-45 seconds. I'm going to say, what should our front door look like? And give me at least 2 options. You guys see anything you like? Okay, so we'll work with what we have. We don't want an interior pocket, but looking at the exterior, what two do you guys like?
I think the one that's most similar to the plan is the door. Oh wait, that's interior. Just kidding.
That's all right. I mean, we can make it work. That's fine.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
one?
I see what you're saying. I was doing the same thing.
Full glass wood.
Yeah.
Sorry, what is, so read me, single? Perfect.
The second,
Okay, we'll take that one. And the other thing I want you guys to do, I said at least two. You can load more than one at a time. Hold your control key down and grab this one too. Door, exterior, single family, half flat glass. So do you see when I hit control, it allows me to click on more than one thing? So now I have two of them highlighted in blue. Did that work for you guys? Yes? Okay. So if you guys have those two highlighted, click open. And now what it's asking you, to save you time, it's like, okay, what sizes do you want? When Revit first came out, it would bring in the entire family. So like the cousins, the uncles, all the different sizes, right? But now you can pick what sizes you want. And just know that you can always go back and add more sizes. But what it's doing is when you pull in a door and you pull in 10 doors, your file gets that much heavier. Because like if one door is like half a meg and you add 10, that's 5 megs of your file of just doors. Just for example. That's why it's like, okay, I won't do all of them, but which ones do you want? So if I click on just the interior single glass, do you guys know how to convert inches to feet? Okay, well I will help you. We are looking for a 36 by, what is 7? I should know this. 84. So 36 by 84. Okay, and let's say you're not sure if that's exactly what you want. You can also hit control and grab 36 by 96 and then maybe even 36 by 80. And see how I have 3 now by holding the control button? And then if I click on this one here, hopefully it saved those. I'll find out in a minute.
I know, I was going to say.
I don't know. We'll find out. So 36 by 96 and 36 by 84. And I'll do the 36 by 80 just in case. I'm going to go back to this one. Yep, they're still selected. So as soon as you have those, go ahead and click on OK. And look at my screen. Right now, it's going to say sliding closet, but it should change to one of those doors. I don't know which one it's going to pick. There we go. So mine went to the exterior single entry half glass, 36 by 80. Is that what you guys have too? Okay. So what we're going to do now is let's go ahead and take our door and place it in the wall. And place it wherever for now. Just make sure that you have the correct orientation and swing, like this. And let me look at our plan.
36 by 80?
I did 84.
Oh.
Yep, I have 84 on mine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I had the wrong one too.
That's all right. So if you did click the wrong size, you can click on your door and then come over here, and in the pull down menu you should be able to change them. So that's one of the quick and easy ways of editing a door. Okay. Everybody get a door in place? And remember, I can hit spacebar to change my swing or change my hinge. Now, if you know that you want your door centered on this outside wall, I'm going to show you 2 ways of kind of customizing where your door goes, okay? So I'm going to do dimension. I'm going to go from this wall. And from last week, please just remember that I had changed my dimensions to be wall faces. Do you guys see that here? By default, it's center line. So who knows, if your computer reset, it might say center line again. If you're sitting in a new computer, it might say center line again. You guys can do this with me. So I clicked on dimension. I'm going to go from this wall to the center of my door. See how Revit finds it if I just kind of hover over the center? And then to the outside wall. And then I'm going to click off And today I can actually see the EQ symbol, so I'm going to click on it. And so it centered it on the exterior. So when people are looking at the outside of my house, my door is centered. Is it centered on the interior? No. But I decided that I wanted it to look right from the outside. Got it? Okay. Now let's do this. Let's say that you center your door, but then your contractor is like, let me see how much, this is 3 3/4. Your contractor's like, you can't do that. I need at least 4-inch return right there. They wouldn't say that. We're just doing that because we can, okay? So what we would do is we'd put down another dimension. Now, before you guys try this, I'm gonna run through it real quick. It'll take me like another 20 seconds. Probably could have been done by now. But this happened a couple times last week where because we made this equal first, and now I'm going to take my door, so I click on what I want to move, so I click on the door and I say 0 space 4 for 4 inches. See how it gets mad? It's like, wait, you told me you wanted it equal, so those constraints are not satisfied. What you have to do is say remove constraints, like it's okay. I wish they would put it in more like plain English, because equal, I don't know. That's what it's trying to say. So go ahead and try that, and just know that if it says remove constraints, it just means that at one point you put in a dimension, whether it was equal or another dimension, and it's just warning you like, hey man, you already told me you wanted it here. Are you sure you want to move it? And let me know if that worked for you. Sorry to talk while you're working, but since we lost some time, do you guys see how this is similar to how we moved our walls last week? But this time we're doing it with doors. So instead of finding wall edges and moving the wall, we're finding door edges. And just like last week, if we wanted to move a wall, we clicked on the wall. This week, if we want to move a door, we click on the door. Okay, so far so good? Yeah. Let's move on to our bathroom door. So for the bathroom door, what I'd like to do is put down a reference plane. Why do you guys think I just drew a reference plane before I draw a door? Go ahead, Lindy.
To show us where the counter's going.
Yeah, so I don't have a counter in here yet to kind of warn me where the counter will go. So I typed in RP and I drew this line. And a counter depth in the bathroom is anywhere between 18 and 24 inches, right? I'm going to say it's 24. You can go to IKEA and get really skinny ones. Or if you have a 1950s home like me, it's like 15 3/4 or something, right? So this reference plane again is just here so that I have a reference as to how big I can make that door.
How did you mention the reference plane?
So just type in DI and go from your reference plane to your wall. And then after you have the dimension, click on your reference plane and then move it. Okay, so I'm looking around at your screens, and let me just say that I am really jealous and I realize how blind I am because you guys are working like this. I can't see that. I'm like, gotta zoom in. Gotta zoom in as close as I can. Oh man. Now coming back to the sketch that we have, this is our bathroom door. Why don't you guys go ahead, try to find a door, okay? I'm gonna come in about a minute or two. I'll give you guys some time to at least start. But remember what we thought about before. First, look to see if the door is available. If it's available, use it. If it's not, load the family. And now start playing with the sizes and see what you can get. So just about a minute. it a good or a hmm?
No, I couldn't, I know.
I'll be back.
Oh,
Samantha, let me know when you're logged in.
oh, that's I was like moving my own screen
No.
over. I'm like, oh no, that's not.
I'll be back.
That's me. Where are you going? So funny.
But was that a good or a?
I had gotten off of the architecture tab.
Oh, okay, got it.
So I was just trying to like, all right, I know I can do the shortcut, but I'm like, well,
Where did it go?
I want to find it, so
Good.
that's all.
I'm glad you found it.
I think out loud, as you know.
Samantha, let me know when you're logged in, and then I'm going to open up the exercise from last week, jump in where you are. You'll have to rewatch the first 30 minutes on your own, but try to catch up where we are.
Sounds good.
So when Samantha's up, I'm going to jump in and show you guys the door. But while I'm waiting, how many of you guys are able to put in the door? Good. Did Revit already have a door that you wanted?
Yes.
Awesome. So if Revit already had a door, go see if you can put in the bedroom pocket door. Okay? Samantha, are you logged in? Almost. Is it just thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can do it while it's thinking, but we'll wait just in case. Good. Okay. All right, I'm back. So in case the first door didn't work, I'm going to go through how I would put it in. If it worked, great, and maybe whoever is watching the lecture can see what's going on here. So I'm going to do DR. I'm going to save my project. Thanks, Revit. And remember, at any point, you can hit Control S for a quick save, and it'll just save it. So I'm going to change it from the exterior single. I'm going to go to single flush. Is that what you guys did? Okay, I'm going to go single flush. And I said I wanted to do a 36-inch door. Let's see if it's possible. No. I mean, maybe, but no. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the next size, which would be a 34-inch door. Again, super tight, but I'm going to take it.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah, not the best, but if I wanted to go down a size from here, if the door is already in place, it's really easy to change. So this is the first step of editing a family. What you can do is you can click on the door, come down to the menu, and I can jump down to the next size, which would be 32. Okay, so that's the first kind of level of editing a family. And really, you're not really editing the family, you're just changing the door type. Okay, but it really is like the first level of it. So now that I've got this door in, I think I asked you guys to do the pocket door. So for this one, I have to type in DR. Now just give me a shout out. Is there a pocket door by default?
No.
No. What do I click on to see the other doors that are available to me? Load family. So I am already in the door menu because that's where I was last time. So I can just stay here, and I'm even in residential. Let me go down to interior pocket. So there's a pocket here, and let me see if there's a pocket in here too. There might not be. No. Yeah, we'll do the residential pocket one. So in residential, I just lost you. Yep, the very last one, single pocket, 2-panel wood. And by 2-panel, it means this is a panel and this is a panel. That's what that's referring to. So I'll click open on that. Same menu as before. Now to keep things consistent, I'll do the same size door. It was 32 inches last time, right? I think that's what I had to go down to. So I'll do 32 by 84, but I'll also grab a 34 just in case I can make it a little bit bigger. What key did I hold on my keyboard to grab more than one?
Control.
Thank you. So here by default, it's the 32-inch door. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that. Hopefully that's close to equal. I will find out. Yeah, I think I automatically put it in equal. And then to get out of door, this is one thing I don't go through enough. You hit escape twice. And there's my pocket door.
Nice.
Do I click it again for pocket to be slid?
Say that one more time.
Do I click once again?
No, you just, it's that whole
Just hit
piece.
again.
You're good. Yep, so hit escape. And actually, Fabi, on yours, I want you to flip yours. Because see how yours is going into the room, I
Oh.
think? So flip it so that it goes
Yeah, that
into
one.
the wall. So this is kind of nice because it graphically indicates the width of that door so you can see if it fits or not. If you guys are okay, I am going to go ahead and add a double slider here, just centered. And I don't think that one's loaded, so I might have to load that one too. I'll do this big one, double sliding 2-panel wood. I don't know what this double pocket is. Let me check out this double pocket. I doubt I have room for it in the wall.
Do you think it pockets both ways?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking I don't have room, but I'm curious. Let's check it out.
We're gonna watch you.
Okay, go for it. I'm gonna do my 60 by 84. I don't have room. I'm good at math. That's not gonna work. Nope. See how it falls off? So you can decide. Like you can decide if you want to have like a longer hallway, or just what I can do here is I don't think I loaded the other one. Nope. So I'm gonna go to escape. So DR, load family, and I'm gonna grab the sliding pocket.
Is it okay if our door heights are not the same as yours as far as like the interior?
As long as you're consistent, it's okay. Yep, as long as you're consistent, I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna grab the 5/8 and the 6/0. I would like to use the 6/0. And since I already have a door here, what I'm gonna do is hit escape twice so I can select this door and then replace it with the new door. Yeah. You could have also deleted that door and then put in another one, either way. And it looks like it's centered as well. So the last little bit would be to put in an opening here. Because let's do this. This is actually no, before I say let's do this, I'm assuming everybody has caught up with me. Does everybody at least have those doors in so that we can put in our opening together? Yeah? Okay. One thing that you can do that I also do a lot of when I'm in Revit is insert cameras so I can see the inside of my rooms. So up here at the top, do you guys see this 3D little house, the default 3D view? Pull down on that and go to camera. Or another way you can go is view, and then here's the 3D view, and then pull down here and then camera. So I'm going to show you that one more time. There's this little triangle, pull down on that, go to camera, or view and then camera. And I love the way that it works because here's how you should think about it. Where would you stand in the room to take a picture? That's your first click. So I'm going to stand here, and then your second click is where your camera points. So do you look on my screen right now? If I stop my camera here, it means that nothing past this is in the picture. But I want my picture to include all of this. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like an X-ray and see past the walls, but it just means I have this whole view depth. So I'm going to click here. And that's what it looks like in the room. Does anybody want to see that one more time? Okay, let me do that one more time just in case. So I am going to go to camera. So first click is where you want to stand. And then second click is what the camera sees. So if I click here, once I get that opening, I won't be able to see in the hallway. That's why I'm going all out. Like I really want to have a good view depth or view perspective. And then once that view opens, similar to your extents from last week, you can just start dragging these out to see like more of the living room. So because our our camera angle's so distorted, that's why our door looks like this. It's kind of like we have a fisheye lens. Everybody got that? Carol, yes or no?
I clicked so far out of it that I was onto another view and it let it go away. My camera.
Oh, weird. Put it in again.
I'm gonna do that.
Let it go. Just do another one. So
I know
this,
I'll do that again
I'm-
in the future, so it was good.
what I'm gonna do for mine is I'm just gonna keep this view open right here. And I'm gonna see how my courtyard level is still open. Okay, so I'm gonna click back to my courtyard. And we're gonna put in our opening and then go back and look at that view. Because in just a minute, we should have an opening somewhere in this wall. You guys with me? Okay.
Is it okay if I already put it open?
Yeah, absolutely. If you know how to do it, great. If you don't, for the sake of the recording and for everybody else, I'm gonna go through. Lindy?
My camera is still showing on my floor plan view and
Hit escape.
okay.
That's all.
Thank you.
Yep. So now going back to architecture for doors, an opening is considered a door, and I don't think, nope, it's not in here by default. So load family, and I believe it's in the main folder. So right now I'm in residential, so I'm going to use this arrow to go up a level, and yep, here it is. So under doors, it's under door opening. Got it? Okay. And then just like your other doors, when we hit open, okay, it's not going to give us the size. We're really lucky because it's 36 by 84. We're going to change that just so we can get into door editing. But for now, go ahead and place it in the hallway. When you're done, hit escape twice. And then let's peek at our 3D view. There's our little hallway. Does anybody need to see the opening again?
Yeah, we did one time.
So going back to the top, courtyard level, DR, and door opening by default isn't in there. So we go to load family, and it's under the main category of doors. See how I'm out of the residential folder? So door opening, and then when I hit open, it doesn't even ask you what size you want. By default, it just has one size. And then I click to place it. And then escape twice. Did that help?
Yeah.
Awesome. So here's, again, this class should just turn into like reasons why Naima loves Revit. Do you see that it put in the dashed overhead lines for you? So when you're drafting, if there's something above that you can't see on the floor plan, you should indicate it with a dash. Revit's like, I got you. Here's your dashed lines. So it's great. And then in your 3D view, there's that as well. Now, I don't know why, but let's just say that in our hallway, do we want, let me ask you this, do we want this opening to be lower or higher than what it is right now? Higher? Okay, we're gonna go up. So I don't know why we're doing this, but this is just an example of, okay, let's do it this way. Pretend you're working on another project, and everything in that project is at the 6 feet 8. So now you have a door opening that's at 7 feet, but you need it to be 6 feet 8. Are you guys with me? Okay. So this is the second level of editing doors. And the thing about doors, windows, furniture, once you know how to do one of them, you know how to do all of them. It's the same pattern, okay? So with a door, to change the size, you click on the door. You can do this in 3D too. And do you see how in the properties, it's giving you the 3D, or sorry, the door opening properties? Okay, this is where I need you guys to be. And we're gonna go into an advanced menu called Edit Type. Do you see that right below? Okay, click on that for me. Tell me what you think I'm about to have you change. So kind of look through that menu. Yes, but before we do that though, take another minute and take a look at what type it is, what we're about to change it to, and think about, is there one thing that we should do before we change it? I'm really making you guys work today. You're like, really, Naima, teach us something. Just tell us.
Do the pull down to see the other side of it?
Sure, you could do the pull down, and if it's there, hallelujah. It's not there. Dang it.
Do you load?
We would duplicate it, right? The reason why we would duplicate it is we don't want to have a door in our project that's called 36 by 84. We don't want to contradict it and have it be 36 by 6 feet 8, whatever that is. Are you guys with me? So whatever dimensions you have here, that should be the type name. So be meticulous, right? Good drafting standards. Revit does a lot of the work for us, but this is one area where we have to do some of the work. So with that, let's duplicate this, and let me see. I'm gonna cheat real quick. I'm gonna see what. Oh no, that's not gonna help me at all. I can't think of what 6 feet 8 is in inches. Let me do the math real quick. I'm not even gonna attempt it. It's been one of those mornings. Yes, 80, you got it. So we're gonna call this 36 by 80. So maybe it was on that list. Let's pretend it's not though, right? Because this will teach us how to do it. And let's do this. Let's say that we needed a 32 by 80 opening, okay? I don't know why, just bear with me, okay? So 32 by 80 is the name. Great, I changed the name, am I done? No. No, what is contradicting right now? The actual dimensions, so please don't contradict yourself. The name and the dimensions always have to line up. Because Carol, you might be working on a project and you're like, I'm just gonna do this really quick. It's one door, right? But then you are sick one day at work and you give the model to Lindy. And Lindy thinks, she sees that door and she's like, awesome, I'm gonna put this in 12 times. What did you just do to Lindy in your project?
I just gave her a door that's bigger than the dimensions.
Yeah, so it's gonna be totally inaccurate. Is it easy to fix? Yes, but just be meticulous off the bat. So rough width, I said 32 inches. I don't want to convert, so I'm going to do 0 space 32. Revit will do the work for me. Rough height 6 space 8. And now we're good. This matches this. So I'm going to say okay. And now I've got a different sized door in the hallway. And when I click on it, do you also see that it says 32 by 80? Great.
Okay, mine's mad, and I think it's because my, like, lines where the corners are,
Huh?
you know what I mean? Like when, okay.
Corners of the door?
Well, just at the corners of the wall.
Yeah.
There's like those lines, so it's
Oh,
not
yes.
like as solid as, there's like a line in the way. So I think that's why it's getting mad.
Got it. So do you just not have enough room for the doorway maybe?
Right.
Okay. Did you already have a door in here yet? Or maybe what I think is happening, you might not even have a wall to put it in. So maybe look at it in plan.
Okay.
Because Revit won't let you put a door in the middle of nowhere. So when you were drafting, what may have happened is you may have decided to stop your wall here at the corner. So just grab, let me copy you. Don't look at what I'm doing.
That's what happened to me.
Okay, let me go back. Do you see the difference between what I had before and what I have now? Is this what you have right now? Maybe?
No.
Okay, let me come take a look. I'll finish answering this because I started it. But right now there is no wall for Revit to put a door into. So I would just have to go back to my courtyard level, grab one of these walls and just extend it to the next point. Let me pause yet. Here's the other thing I want you guys to do. First, fix the opening in the living room. Take it back to the 36 by 84. But what I'd like you to do is the owner, or let's just say the designer, they want this door to be the exact width of your laundry room, right? So my door here would need to be 8 feet, okay? Whatever your width is here, change your doorway to this width. So that'll involve some editing. If you need help, give me a minute and I'll walk through the process with you, but try it on your own for a minute. Either way, I'm gonna start walking through the next part, which is matching the width of your laundry room to your door. So the first thing to do would be to check the width of your laundry room. So if it's something odd, like 7 feet 6 3/4, change that width so that it's something even. Let's say that I want, this is going to be ridiculous, I'm going to just change mine to 7 1/2 feet. So see how when I grabbed the wall, my dimension didn't activate? It means that when I did this dimension, this wall wasn't here. I don't know what it's dimensioning to. So I let it go, I hit delete. I'm going to do another dimension. Hopefully it's that one. There we go. So I'm going to do 7 feet 6. Okay. Does everybody at least have the dimension of their closet now, if you're following along with me? Yep. So from here, let's do it this way. I'm going to start with Alina today, and we're going to do that thing where we jump from person to person. And remember, if you are working on your own, you're not part of this, just say pass. If you don't know the answer, pass, no judgment. Alina, I've never done Revit before. Tell me exactly how I would start this process.
Go on to resize the door.
Yes, please.
You want to click on the door.
Perfect. What's next, Taylor?
You're going to hit edit type in the properties.
Great. And then after that, Jessica.
You would select the type
Type. Where is type? Let's see.
under like the size, right?
Yep. So would I want to change it already? Or actually, Jessica, pause. So I will want to do that. Carmen, can you think of anything I want to do first?
Duplicate it?
Yeah, so let's duplicate it first. So, and mine will be, right now it's 72 by 84. So this time, I'm going to change it to 72 plus 78 times 84. Jeez. And then, okay. We don't want to contradict. Now, Jessica, I'm going to come back to you. Where should I go now?
Down and change the height and width.
Good. So height is okay, right? But we want to do the width, and mine is 7 6. So I just do 7 space 6. And then Samantha, you get the hardest one of all. How do I get out of here?
Hit OK.
Yep. Okay, and then Olivia, can you tell us, this is like bonus, can you tell me something from last week that we learned to help me get this aligned to this?
Do you hit AL
Mhm.
and then select both of them?
So it's AL, and then Fabi, let me ask you, do you know what I click on first?
The wall.
Yeah, so first click on what you want to align to, and then the thing you're aligning. Well done. And then when I'm done, you guys can't see my cursor. My cursor looks red to you, but I see an arrow with the align command still activated. So Nicole, how do I really end it?
Escape.
Yep, very dramatic. Escape one more time. Good. So that's how we put in doors. And so we just went through a whole bunch of stuff, right? We learned how to put in a door. We already kind of knew that, but now we know how to edit a door type. And editing a door type could be as simple as loading a new door, like loading a new family. We could even change the size within a family, or we could go super custom and edit the type. When we're editing the type, what are the two most important things that we need to consider? It could be one or two depending on how you look at it, but what is it if we go into edit type? What two things shouldn't contradict?
The name and the actual sign.
Yep, so to prevent that from happening, what is the first thing you should do before you make a change like that? Duplicate. Good. So everything that we just talked about also applies to windows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the first window with you guys, which will be window A. And then after we do window A, I'm going to have you guys put in the rest of the windows on your own. Okay? All right, so coming back over here, Tara, will you do some investigative work? If I want to put in a window, is there a shortcut for window? Yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
WN.
Perfect. So I'm going to do WN for the shortcut. So now I've started that. Lindy, the window I'm about to put in is fixed with trim. If I wanted to just see what else is available, what can I do?
Okay, click on the little drop down arrow on the
Yeah.
right-hand side.
Perfect. Carol, if I don't see what I want here, where can I go to see what other windows are available?
Load family.
Load family, okay. So I will just tell you, on a modern house like this, Revit might not have exactly what we want. These are really specific custom windows. Take a look at what Revit has to offer, okay? And we'll kind of decide together the most simple window type that we can put in for this project. At this point, I will just say that more simple is better.
Hold on, I'm indoors.
Right, why?
That's okay.
How do you
Well, the last time we were in, I was indoors too, right? Last time we worked in families, we were indoors. So go ahead and use your navigation buttons here to take you back out to the main menu and find windows. And there's some weird stuff in here. We've got pentagons, ovals, round windows, round openings, square openings. We'll need that later. Do you guys see anything that's like really clean that worked for this project that we don't already have?
Window square opening, but
Yeah.
that's weird.
We can load window square opening, so this effort wasn't in vain. But I really think that fixed with trim might be our best option for now. Only because like everything that's like single hung or double hung, even the casements, are there any simple casements?
Maybe the what is the instance window?
Let me
Up
come
at the
down to
top
it.
of the list.
Where are you?
Of the window.
There we go. Oh, no, let's not do that one. That just
Okay.
means that it's not part of a family. Every single window will be individual and you tell it what it is.
Oh, we don't like that.
Not that one. Not yet. One day maybe, but not for this class. So I will say the windows that I would go with, and I think you guys can decide. If you want to have it be more detailed, which is totally fine, go to a double hung, because that's what some of these are. Window double hung. I'm going to do fixed. And I know that these aren't fixed windows, but I just want to get that clean look. And then later on in the semester, you'll know where to go download stuff if you want it to be more custom. So for now, I'm just going to do the square opening, so it wasn't in vain. And then I'm just going to say, nope, don't want the square opening, and I'm going to go back to fixed with trim. So looking at my menu and your menu, do we have size A by default?
No.
We don't. So what we want to do is to create it. Now we're starting over. So Lindy, I'm going to start with you and we'll move back the other way. So I'm going to grab any one of these fixed trim windows. Lindy, start me here. How do I make it a custom size?
Go to edit type.
Okay. And then Carol, the first thing we do.
Duplicate.
Yep. Duplicate. And for sake of my brain, I'm just going to call this 3.6 by 1.6. Okay. As long as you know what you're talking about and the dimensions are correct, I'm happy. Okay. And then Tara, once you get your name filled in, tell me what's next.
Then you need to go and change the height and the width.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I don't know why it's blanked out. Oh, here we go. Height is all the way up here and width is down there. So this window is just created a little bit differently. Oh wait, this is our first window, never mind. With doors we didn't, it was just set up differently. So what's our height? 7 feet, right? So just 7, enter. We've got 7 feet. No, wait.
What?
Sorry.
No.
I totally got distracted. I went back to doors. Okay, what's our height?
1'6".
Yep. So let me do that one more time. I want you guys to look at how I enter this because I really want everything to be easy for you.
Yeah.
On the height, just click on it, and when it highlights in blue, hit backspace and it gets rid of everything. Okay? The other thing that you could also do, let me hit escape. Once you click on it and it's highlighted blue, just start typing the numbers. So in this case, our height is 1 space 6, enter. Okay? And now for our width, I'm going to do the same thing. So I click in, as long as it's highlighted blue, I'm good to go, and I do 3 space 6, enter.
On
Yeah.
the doors, we were doing rough width and rough height,
Mm-hmm.
and on the windows, we do regular height.
Yeah. So for now, we're just going to go with the overall height and width. And the reason why this is tricky is depending on how the window is built, we don't know if it's giving us, I'm going to be Vanna White right now. Depending on windows, we don't know if the opening is from here to here, or if it's a window that's framed out. Like this one's easy because all, like the mullions are all just right here and exposed. But in your house and in other applications, this could be hidden behind the wall. So it's like, what is the opening? Is it the rough opening that the window goes in, or is it, you know, this part of it where the glass is? So for now, we're just going to go with the width and the height. Okay, and then once we get that, let's click on OK. So already time to save the project. Time flies. And then here, we'll put down 2 windows. And one, I should know this, but I really don't know where the interior or exterior of this window is. So I'm going to show you a quick way to figure that out. And then we'll go through and kind of space them however you guys want. Okay. Everybody got those 2 windows okay? Yeah? So what you can do to find out if it's oriented correctly, I bet, let me do this just to make sure. In my 3D model, if I spin it around, okay, I think this is correct, but really,
That looks
we'll find out.
That looks more exterior to me, and the other one looks more interior.
Well, let's find out for sure. I'm assuming that this one is the correct one, right? But there could be windows that are even more vague than this. So what you can do, this is jumping ahead to a new thing. So this will be going into annotation. We did talk about this during our crash course, but I'm going to bring it up again. So if you go to annotate, so new menu, so come up to annotate, and I'm going to keep my cursor by where I want you guys to go. Tag by category, or TG. Everybody see that? When you go to TG, it tags your windows. So just know that your window should always be tagged to the exterior side. So based on that, which one is right? The top one or the bottom one? The bottom. And I swear this isn't me trying to be sneaky. I don't know. I really didn't know. The other thing is, I don't know why they do this. By default, a leader is attached, and that drives me crazy. You only need a leader if something doesn't fit. So it's already assuming this doesn't fit. That's not the case. So I'm just going to tag this bottom one because I know it's right. So I'm going to turn off the leader. Do you see what I mean by that? So the leader is that little line. That doesn't need to be there unless it doesn't fit. That's what your window tag should look like. So I'm just going to do the one that's right, and then I'm going to hit escape. Don't worry about the number, but just worry about getting the window oriented correctly. Okay, and now let me look at my plan. So I'm going to say that each window is 6 inches apart. 6 inches from the wall and then 6 inches from each other. So another DI. And then I click on my window because that's what I want to move. 6 inches. And you can do this in whatever order. This is going to make it easier for me though.
So I typed in SD and
Yeah.
like
So for my example, I only have these 2 windows here. And again, I just really like 3D views inside and outside. So I'm going to even throw in a camera in my room so I can see what this looks like right now. And it's a little crazy. I've got like these creepy windows down here, and I've got this window right here. Okay, a little bit of background. Whenever you have a window, you have its overall dimensions, and we already went through all of those above. But 2 other dimensions that you have are the sill height and the head height. So the way that Revit works is it works based on the sill height. And the sill height is important. If you guys haven't taken a codes class yet, you will learn that in residences, for people to exit out of the building safely in case something comes up, you have to have a window no higher than a certain point. I think it's 42 inches. It's been a minute, but I'm pretty sure it's 42 inches. And so Revit works on sill height for code reasons. For aesthetic reasons, my brain always thinks with head height because I want everything to line up. So again, looking at this 3D model, do you see how everything lines up here, but not necessarily up there? So one way to change that is if I click on this window and I come to the properties, somewhere in here, oh, right there. Do you see the head height is set to 8 feet? Okay, I can click in there and change it to 7, and it should bring it down for me. Did that work for you guys? Okay.
Oh, mine went to 7 inches.
Whoops, too low. Now another thing that I'm going to show you guys, this is skipping way ahead, but I'm like, this is really cool. Well, should I skip ahead? No. For this project, no, we won't. We'll just keep it here. We're fine. I'm not going to skip ahead. So for these 2, I'm just going to hold the control key so I can grab both windows at once. You can do them individually, but I would just do that same thing. Head height, 4.5 feet. Awesome. Well done with that, Revit. And actually for this one, this might make you panic a little, but it'll be okay. Let's at least do this part. So based on the design, oh, you can even see it happening here. Are these windows really at 7 feet? Is that where the head should be? Remember how they should be 18 inches above that because they're a clerestory window? So let's actually take these up to 8 feet 6. And that's where we're also going to do with window C. See how that one's like the tall, skinny one? Okay. Now go to your plan and panic. Tell me what happened. What's wrong? They don't appear. Yeah, the cut plane, perfect. So in case you can't visualize this, in drafting, whenever we do a plan, there's a cut plane that we specify. It's usually between 4 and 5 feet, but basically anything below that is fair game. This window is so tiny that even, so if this is my cut, I'm about where the cut plane is, so just imagine me. This window is so tiny that even if it was here at the normal head height, see how it doesn't quite reach far enough to be cut? Well, now we took it and we put it even higher. So we haven't done anything wrong. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like. And luckily, I do have a window tag here to let me know that something's still there. So what you can do on your projects is you can always go and add a little note as to where, like you can say like window above, see elevation sheet, I20 whatever. Okay, you can call it out. Later on in the semester, I can even teach you guys how to cheat and put in dashed lines there if you want to show dashed lines there. But for now, it's okay that it's off of the plan. So what I can do, once you guys are done with putting in all of your windows and doors, for example, my doors are done except for this doorway, but that's okay. That won't affect it. Oh, I don't have my exterior. Let's just say I'm done. One thing that I'd like you guys to do for your homework this week, now remember it's not due until next Tuesday, but just so you know it's coming. When you have all of your windows or doors in, I'm going to have you guys go to, bottom line, I want all of the doors and windows on your plans tagged. So it should have these notes next to them. So you'll even notice if I go tag by category, see how when I come to my door, it adds door tags for me? You could also do a shortcut and go to tag all. Do you see that one right next to it? So if I go to tag all, I can tell it to do all of my door tags, all of my window tags, and leader is not on. So if I hit apply before I get out of here, it's kind of like a little preview. Okay, this is what it's going to look like, and then I hit OK. It's not that they're necessarily named correctly or anything yet, but I at least want those tags on there. So again, that's under the Annotate menu. Either way, you want to go to Tag by Category and turn off the leader. If you go to Tag All, by default on Tag All, I believe leader is off. Okay. We'll just leave the leaders off for now. So that's where we'll be going. Any questions yet about window and door families, editing them, anything like that? Okay. When you guys go home, let me know if anything comes up that maybe worked here but then didn't work at home. Let me know what happens. But for now, if you guys don't mind, I want to skip into the title block. So are you guys okay to skip back down to our sheets?
Sorry,
Taylor?
just one question.
Yeah.
When I annotated everything, it did one of my windows, like the inside, but the face of the window is correct.
That's weird. It shouldn't do that. Maybe what you can do is, worst case scenario, you can always drag these and move them to the right side.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you have two windows, for example, that would kind of be the telltale of whether it worked or not. But you can just drag it and move it to a new location. Yeah. Okay. So with that, I'm going to come down to my first floor plan. I think this is a good example because one thing that I failed to go over was that, yes, I showed you guys what a sheet is and how to get everything aligned to it, but what I didn't do is on your homework, I will say turn in the first floor, but did I have you guys name the first floor A1?
No.
I didn't, so I give you guys different names. You may have figured it out, you may not have, so just know that when I go through your homework, if they're not named correctly, that's totally fine. But for the next round, it will count. You guys are exposed to all my levels of OCD. But here's why we're giving it different names. So, and if this is something you like, I actually teach a whole class on this, but in any profession within the construction industry, there is something called the National CAD Standard, or the NCS. And what the NCS tries to do is they recognize that there are millions of plan sets being created every year, and they just want to have a standard so that no matter the profession, whether it's an architect, interior designer, contractor, subcontractor, you could hand them any set of drawings and you'll know where to go. So no guessing as to where the floor plans are, no guessing as to where the interior elevations are. So because of that, they have what's called naming standards. So that A that you see at the beginning of the set, that's a purposeful A. So in NCS standards, I'm going to delete this right here. But the first thing that always comes up in the naming conventions, this is kind of like the profession. Okay, so in our class you can do A, AI, or I. So architectural interiors, or interiors. Okay, we would never put ID. I see ID a lot. ID, whenever you see a D in a plan set, National CAD Standards means that it applies, or it stands for demolition. So unless it's an interior demolition sheet, you don't need an I. You don't need a D. So, no D. D stands for demo. So the second letter that comes up, so for this example, I'm going to do I's, and we're going to do the floor plan. So we've got an I, and then we've got the actual sheet designation. So all floor plans should start with a 1. So if you have a first floor and a second floor, it shouldn't be I1 and I2, but it should be I and then 101 and then I102, because they're all floor plans. Okay? So floor plans are 1s. Whoa. Exterior elevations are 2s. Sections are 3s. Details are 4. Enlarged plans. It just goes on and on and on and on. So, the reason why I have you guys name your sheets the way I do is because it follows a National CAD standard. I'm disappointed that Revit doesn't. We'll get into that. We won't get into that. But this is where it comes from. So a floor plan is I for interior, 1 because it's a floor plan. Now let me ask you this. Think about this for a minute. Should any sheet be called I-100? That would be 0. It doesn't exist, right? So your floor plans should always start at I, A, whatever, E, I don't know what you're going to do after this, 101. This is the sheet sequence. So my next sheet would be 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then once we get to exterior elevations, then we're at I-201. If they don't all fit on one sheet, then go to 202, 203, 204. Okay? So that's why I have them named the way that I do, just so you can follow that National CAD standard. I wish everybody would get on board with this, but the fact of the matter is when you guys drove to school today and the speed limit said 70, did all of you guys drive exactly 70? I didn't. I went a little bit below, a lot above, you know. So even though that there are rules and regulations, it doesn't mean everybody's going to follow it, okay? This is the one part where I'm like, I'm going to listen, I'm going to do exactly as you say, because really it's just nice to know that when you open up a set, if you want to look at what's outside, you go to the 2s and everything's right there. So please at least follow these. So with that, when you guys are on your project, just know that if you look at our schedule, we have a whole class on title blocks. Can't remember when. A little bit after the mid of the semester or right before the mid. But here where it says A101, you can click on it and name it, sorry, here where it says A1, you can name it I101, and it changes it here and it changes it there. Yep. And another thing that we didn't talk about, everything else is pretty much automatic, but if you have more than one plan, or sorry, more than one view on a sheet, this isn't too big of a deal, but I just like that it does this. Oh, it already exists. I know a 3D view doesn't exist, so I'm going to put this here. So even though this isn't to scale, okay, it's still not working. If you have more than one scale on your plan, it will say, are you already on a sheet? Everything's already on a sheet. You have to be on a sheet. Roof plan? No, I already did that one. Are you on a plan? Yay! Okay, so this one's a quarter. Now it changes this to as indicated. So it's basically like they're different. I can't tell you what it is. So just look at what it's indicated here. Again, reasons why Naima loves Revit. Yeah, Carol?
You were just doing something that you had emailed me about, but
Oh,
when
yeah.
we opened the regular residential template,
Mm-hmm.
there is a sheet called elevations, but it appears blank.
Mm-hmm.
How we get that is what you were just doing, but I don't think we've been told as a class.
Probably not. So let's take a look. So I'm going to go down. So we've got two sheets of elevations. We've got A6 and A7,
And they're both blank.
but they're blank. So what I probably not eloquently explained to Carol was that you come up to your project browser and you've got all these views here that need a sheet to go on. So with my elevations, for example, if I wanted to put my east elevation here, it's really just a drag and drop. Now, would you, really quickly, would you drag and drop and be done?
No.
What would you guys do to this?
Open up the view and do the editing
Yeah.
properly.
Change your extents, and for me, I would always do that first, because if you change your extents first, then you've got a nice box around your exterior, but your title block is still way over here. But by just deleting it off of the view, I can go change it. In fact, let me do it right now real quick. I went east, right? So let's crop view, crop region visible. By doing it this way, it automatically fixes the view title for you too. We'll call that good. I'm going to turn off the crop region. And I went through it quickly only because we did it on our floor plan, so you can review that later. Let's go back to elevations. And now when I drag and drop the east view, it looks better. And I could probably still even grab this and move it up a little bit. Okay? Yeah. So that's, and then even here, I'm not going to expect you to remember, this would be I-201.
So now when you say drag and drop, you're dragging from the product browser with
Uh-huh. Yep.
onto your sheet.
Drag and drop. And you might get an error. So like, for example, I did east and north here, and let's just say I forgot that. So let's say I want to use both interior elevation sheet, or sorry, exterior elevation sheets. See, if they're not in order, I'm like, I don't even know where to look. Here we go. A7 is my other one. So let's say I forget I already put the east one down. So when I go to drag it, it says it's already on a sheet. You can't put more than one view on a sheet. So you just have to either find it on the wrong sheet and delete it, or rename that sheet whatever you want it to be. Okay? Does that help answer it? All right.
How did you select to drag it? I'm trying to click on it and drag it.
Sure.
It's not working for me.
No, it should work. So which one are you trying to do? I will copy you.
Elevation.
Your north elevation. So I just have it highlighted, and then I drag it. Right now my cursor is a 4-sided arrow.
Oh, you're dragging the word.
Right, not
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to drag the picture.
Oh no. Yep. Just for my project browser. Yep. So for my project browser, not from a view. Did it work that time?
Yes.
Cool. Yep, I can see that. All right, so that's it for today. Let me go back to our overview real quick and then just let you know some of the shortcuts that we did. So we talked about families. Editing title, let me go from the beginning. Calm down. Editing title blocks, I said what I wanted to say. I will be nice when I grade your homework this week, right? Next week, not as nice, but this week, yes. It was my fault. We learned how to insert doors and windows. We learned how to position them, but it was really a review from walls. Would you guys agree? So really just a lot of dimensioning. You could also do reference planes and lines, all the same things come over. We edited windows and doors. So the most basic thing of editing is just going to load family, right? So you can bring in new types. Customizing was when we went to edit type and edit, actually change the sizes. Everybody with me so far? Okay. Annotation, adding window and door tags. So with that, the shortcut to do one at a time is TG. What menu could you go to do all of them at once? It's not architecture. Annotate. Good. So that is under window. Sorry, it's annotate and then tag by category or tag all. We didn't do flat roofs and ceilings, but that's okay. We're still in week 3. We'll save that for Thursday. And I put that we might even get into schedule sheets. We might. I never do it this early in the semester, but the last 2 semesters I've really mixed things up. So I'm still kind of playing with the order of things to see what feels more natural. And also, how many of you guys are in the residential or commercial design class this semester? No one? Okay.
Codes, you mean?
Codes, yes. Yeah. Okay, part of it is for your codes class. A lot of people needed schedules sooner than I was teaching, and so that's why I like to throw it out sooner, so that when you need to do schedules for your class, you'll have them in here. Okay. All right, so you guys have about 20, you really have about 25, 30 minutes. You can just hang out, keep working. You can finish up this exercise. Just know that Tuesday, this exercise will be due. And I will be adding more things. So don't rush to turn in your homework. You know, you can see it today. Don't rush to turn it in because there will be things that we haven't gone over yet. So like if you look, let's look together. It might say something like your section should be in view or something else, something that we haven't done yet. So let's see what it's asking. Okay, so we know how to do windows, professionally placed and labeled. Okay, doors, again, professionally placed and labeled. So if you have a leader, yeah, right? So if you have a leader and you don't need it, to me that's not professional. That's just you slapping it on there and not thinking about it, right? Just think about it. Be professional. Okay, I think we have everything for this week. So, you know, we might even jump ahead a week, because if that's the case, week 3, we might be skipping ahead a week. We'll see. We might have, at the end of the day on Thursday, we might have everything we need to finish up week 3.
So we would have 3 assignments due on Tuesday.
No, what I would do is I would lock out 2, and I would just have you guys turn in week 3, but add the annotation from week 2. It would be, I think it would be harder for you guys to turn in 2 separate assignments. I would just turn it into 1 big assignment. Got it? And then it would be half the grading for me too. So we'll see how it goes. We might be able to do 2 and 1, but if we come in on Thursday and I don't know why we wouldn't be able to finish. How about this? Why don't you guys think about this over like the next day or so? So on Thursday we're on schedule. We are scheduled to do roofs and ceilings. That's on the schedule. Floor wasn't on there, but you'll see that they're all the same thing. Like once you know how to do one, you know how to do the other too. I'll let you guys decide. If you feel like we need a pause and just to take that day for review, we will. But if you feel like you're ready for an extra thing, we'll do an extra thing. And I can do a little poll in class, so you don't have to like raise your hand. You can just click a button and we'll do it that way. So think about that. When we come in Thursday, that'll be the first thing I ask. Do you want to just jump ahead to week 3's homework? And that'll let me know if I can add the extra piece. All right.